Ladies and gentlemen, to open AHIC 2021, would you please welcome to the stage Chairman of Bench and founder of AHIC, Mr. Jonathan Worsley.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AHIC 2021. I must say it feels so odd being up on a stage again. I'm used to wearing shorts. I haven't worn a tie for a long time. I thought I'd put it on. My colleague Matt Weiss has been in shorts. Matt, are you here? He's been in shorts for over 540 days or something. He made a point of it. He was going to wear shorts until he actually came to a physical event. So anyway, lots of transformation going on here. But that song, the reframe goes, "Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. It'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone." So let's all smile and rise together. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining us physically. We have all been far too busy with way too many virtual events, and I sort of apologize for that because we've been one of the sources for many of these virtual events from our Future Hospitality Summit, which we did with the G20 Saudi Secretariat, the Hospitality Tomorrow series, the Women in Leadership, and literally also hundreds of podcasts as well. My team on the Avia Dev side, the aviation side, between two wonderful leaders have done more than 300 podcasts in the last 18 months. But if you haven't heard, running physical events is bloody difficult. And it's been a terrible business these past 2 years. So we've had to try our hand at everything, and we're doing our best. But what is extraordinary right now is how transformation and innovation is taking root. Just this morning, we had 20 awesome students who were pitching for the Sustainable Hospitality Challenge hosted by the hotel school, the AHIC, which was initiated by Paul Greep. And also a huge thanks to NEOM there for flying in the students from around North America and Europe. And then we had 10 startups. I just moved into this room from 7 startups that we had pitching, and they're launching fabulous innovation, looking for finance, looking for clients. So I think as an industry, we need to support all of those guys and girls who are trying to do that right now. And I'm delighted that Envy was launched just now here at AHIC. Good luck to the Envy team. We've also got some announcements during the course of the conference. Just before coffee break, we got Crush Brands, who are going to launch something quite extraordinary, which I'm looking forward to hearing more about. And anyway, so let's transform. Let's embrace this startup culture. We really don't have a choice. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday is gone. So to my bench family, thank you for all you have done. What a ride. Thank you for your trust and saying yes and acting with agility and speed. And to the larger bench family, to all of you, to our sponsors, our speakers, advisory board, delegates, and of course my AHIC partners, Mead, who have been with me longer than a typical length of a marriage. Our events are an absolute passion for us, and as we hope you will enjoy your time with us over the next 3 days. And don't forget, this is not just about AHIC. This is AHIF, it's GRIF, it's CHIC, so the African Hospitality Investment Conference, and I can see a few folks over there. that have been instrumental in us developing that event, Trevor Ward, the Global Restaurant Investment Forum, which was very much also aligned with Jumeirah when we started that event, and the Saudi Hospitality Investment Conference. So it's wonderful that we're providing 4 events for the price of 1. But a big thank you to all of you, and a special thanks to Jose Silva. Is Jose here in the room? I saw him earlier. Huge thanks to Jose and his team, James on the development side. They're going to be hosting a reception for us tonight. We've had a lovely tradition with the Jumeirah folks over the years, having launched their first event. We were their first event in this venue 17 years ago. So if you can just all show your appreciation to the Jumeirah team here, Jose Silva, everybody else. So the opening reception this evening is at the Mina Salam in the ballroom, just across on the other side here, and that's going to kick off around 6:30. We conclude this afternoon with our last session at 6:15. Now I'd like to introduce some clips. So our purpose as a business is all about connections, transforming connections, and we pivoted very quickly because we really didn't have a choice. But we wanted to bring back some of this great content that we've had from previous events, but also previous physical events, but also what we've done in the last 18 months. And these talks spark of positivity and also one of challenge as well. So on the future of our industry, let me share with you an incredible leader who joined our virtual hospitality Future Hospitality Summit in October last year, hosted by the G20 and the Ministry of Tourism. This being one of his last events before he sadly passed away. Please let us listen to Arne Sorensen. This man speaks of hope and optimism.
Feel, in any sense, optimistic right now?
Well, I do, and maybe I should confess first. I think for many of us, this pandemic is a bit of an emotional roller coaster. And depending on the day, depending on the news we get about the spread of the virus or government lockdowns in various parts of the world. And of course, these days we're hearing a lot about that, particularly in Europe and the United States. It can be a little bit discouraging. There's no doubt about that. But I think one of the things that gives me sustaining optimism throughout this, including in the days which are sort of the most concerning, is that there's no doubt in my mind that the virus will get behind us. It may take a vaccine, it may take further evolution of the therapeutic regimens that are improving all the time, but it will get behind us. And when it gets behind us, the forces that have propelled growth in travel and hospitality for decades will still be there. And they will come back, and they will come back and help us rebuild our business.
So thank you for your positive words, Arne. We will miss you. You always lit up the industry and our conferences. We asked the CEO of Hilton, Chris Nassetta, to give us his views on the future of our industry, and he speaks about the golden age of travel. Chris.
We're going to unleash an unbelievable amount of demand for people to get out and see the world and have experiences again. And I think we will be in a new era or a new age, a golden age of travel that will be even better than what we were experiencing pre-COVID.
I love his positivity. We will unleash an unbelievable amount of demand for people to see the world, a new age of travel, even better than what we were experiencing pre-COVID. And whilst we don't have Chris with us this year, we do have the president of Hilton EMEA, Simon Vincent, joining us on a session on Wednesday, speaking, how can the industry work to create a culture that attracts a vibrant and diverse workforce? On the future, I couldn't help bring in Roger Boodle, founder of Capital Economics. Roger often spoke at IHIF when I was involved, and I asked him, to join us for our Hospitality Tomorrow series, which we launched within 14 days of lockdown with over 6,000 delegates, partnering with the fastest growing tech platform on the planet. And we had speakers from around the globe. In this short clip, this is what he had to say.
But let me say that I think the best, not just a hope, I think belief, is that we will see something like a sharp recovery.
Roger said this in April 2020 when the markets had crashed, and he was right. The markets did soon see a sharp recovery. That was certainly the time to invest. Moving on to challenges for the industry, you gotta love this interview with Mohammed Alibar at AHIC 2018, where he had a session with BBC's Stephen Sacker and said,
and we in the hospitality, we need to take off our ties, take off our jackets and run. And run. And you know something? We need to focus to hire the best people born. You need to go hire the best people born on earth with passion and love. Otherwise, you will fail. Because this young technology, boys and girls, they're driving all industries out.
Glad I got the tie off. These words are especially true now in the COVID era. Take off the tie and run. We need to hire the best people, passion and love. This brings me on to the co-founder of Citizen M, Michael Levy, who I had the pleasure of interviewing the other day on the AHIC Talks podcast.
Well, I think historically our industry is not one that is overly educated. And I don't mean that at all belittling, but we have to be realistic that maybe 15 to 20% of our general managers and C-level chain leadership has bachelor's degrees. And if you go to master's degrees and a more academic level, maybe that drops down to under 5%. So we have to realize that a lot of people through experience are governing this industry. And if you basically propel forward your experience, it's sort of like driving forward and looking into your rearview mirror. That's going to stop sometimes. So I think that we have learned to borrow from other industries specializations that we simply don't have.
Driving forward and looking in your rearview mirror. Mike Levy.
And either you didn't see that change coming, or you saw the change coming and you didn't do enough about it. Which kind of gets me to what I see to be the new definition of insanity, and that is doing the same thing and expecting the same result. The biggest mistake we can make is continue doing what we've always been doing.
Sorry, that was I was just finishing on Michael Levy's presentation before we moved on to Fritz van Paschen. But Fritz was saying in a similar light at his 2018 talks about transformation, doing the same thing and expecting the same result. Again, you know, it's that whole looking in your rearview mirror. The biggest mistake is we can continue doing what we have always done. Just going back to Michael Levy and the Cube Ventures, just so pleased that they are also launching their startup here as well, which is all about working with the industry, helping startups, and the co-founder, working with co-founder David Keane of Quo as well. I mentioned earlier that Simon Vincent is speaking on Wednesday about a diverse workforce, but we had the awesome Dr. Vibhai Bakshi join us on our Women in Leadership Talks, known as our Will Talks and our Will Forum, a regular series we host with Sophie Leray, the founder of Will. Dr. Vibhai Bakshi speaks about the Me Too movement.
This is a game changer, and this is what we need. And I really hope that movements like Me Too give many more women the strength to speak up. Absolutely. And Hermione, I hope it's not just women speaking up. I hope men are there to speak up too.
Dr. Bakshi was the director behind Sunrise. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's a masterpiece documentary. The game changer was when women in her film spoke out. But it wasn't just the women, it was the men as well. To follow on, the CEO of IHG, Keith Barr, sent us this clip on diversity the other day.
But where we can be better is the fact that senior leadership has to be more diverse, more reflective of the markets where we operate. We have to be focused on attracting and developing that talent and being passionately committed to it moving forward.
Senior leaders need to be more diverse. So representing the Africa Hospitality Investment Forum and one of our greatest supporters, my colleague Matt Weiss, asked the Minister of Tourism for Kenya on a podcast the other day, what is the single most important thing that needs to be addressed at AHIC? And he said,
one immediate topic we need to be considered is we need to help Africa to get vaccines and the people to be vaccinated. That will remove the stigma of fear, particularly in health, particularly in this moment. Yeah, so that is key. We want to hear it when we come to Dubai in September.
Vaccines are crucial, and that is one of the reasons why we are here today, is due to the amazing job that the UAE has done with their vaccine rollout, with 80% fully vaccinated now. And you can clearly see the positive outcome this has had on the bounce back of tourism and also on the return of events. But we need to help Africa and other countries. We are all in this together. And finally, this interview with the CEO of DGDA, Jerry Inzarello, in April last year, when he speaks about the importance of communication. Jerry is speaking on Wednesday this week. I apologize for blowing our trumpet a little bit, but this was a team effort, and also Anita Mandurita as well, who is a great initiator of our Hospitality Tomorrow series. And also Hospitality Tomorrow Gives, where we were showcasing great leadership. Anita, I really appreciated everything you did with that and representing those great leaders. So let's hear from Jerry.
Jonathan, a very, very special thank you. Because of your vision and your dedication to global tourism, you have taken these new mediums and you have joined a whole link of people all over the world to communicate. And in these times, communication is always important, but never more important than it is now.
Communication and communities is what we stand for. I selected this clip because my team that drove Jerry's comments, so if I could just ask my bench team to all stand up quickly so I can thank you personally for everything you've done. Mala, Matt, Marina, Joanne, Jennifer. Jennifer, you've been amazing organizing this event. I know it hasn't been easy. Jana Bader, she's just joined. Jana, we've met only virtually, and you've joined us. Very nice to meet you now. Jana's going to be running our Saudi practice, our marketing team, Ahmed, Mina, Renoy, and the brilliant Ali. Thanks, guys, for everything you're doing on the marketing side. And of course, Matt, for your support. Are you in the room, Matt? Ah, there you are. Thank you for your support through this crisis. And always saying, yes, let's do it. And finally, the awesome Saleh, John, and Uri, who are missing out on our love here today. And also to the Meet team, Sonia, Lou, and Nabil. Right, okay, a few admin points before we kick off with our first speaker. We are still in a pandemic, so we must adhere to regulatory requirements, including spacing between tables. Unfortunately, we can't fit as many people in this room as we would like. But it will all be recorded. And this event anyway, it's all about networking anyway. It's been a long time since we've seen each other, so go out there and meet. We also have meeting rooms, and you can book those on the app. So if you haven't downloaded the app, make sure you do. It is, the way to find this is once you've downloaded the app, and it's, what's the name of the app? AHIC 2021, just download it on your app. And then you can scan virtual business cards, as you can see. You can see who's attending. You can also schedule and view meetings. So if you want to schedule meetings, we've got 3 meetings in the room. In order to use those rooms, and they're 20-minute meetings, I believe, 15, 20-minute meetings, but you need to schedule the meetings using the app. You select who your meeting, and then you just select the room you're going to be in. You can see when it's free. So do use that and organize meetings. I think that's it on the admin side. So, as in our theme, Rise Up, we hope you will rise up and join in the transformation and innovation of our industry.